Your lawn is one of the two lawns in this picture, and if it's the brown one, its clock runs out in the middle of September. Drive through Lancaster County this week and you'll pass yards cut with a push reel mower, and they're the green one. You'd figure the secret is in the manure pile. It isn't. This is the best stretch of the whole year for grass, and the turf people at Purdue put a number on it. Wait 1 week and it costs you 2. 5 things the Amish get done before that window shuts. Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, late August. The accounts out there describe a woman pushing a real mower across the front lawn in her bare feet, which tells you about all you need to know about the equipment budget. The old groundskeepers, the men who kept the ball fields and the cemeteries green before the lawn store had an aisle for it, worked the same way, with a mower and a coffee can of seed. And what the accounts describe of how those lawns were kept is mostly a calendar. 5 jobs, every one of them cheap, every one of them due before the window shuts. I'm Garry Strickland. What I bring you is old-timer lawn knowledge, the plain and patient methods the old groundskeepers used to keep grass thick on nothing but a mower and a coffee can of seed, gathered from the accounts of how those lawns were actually kept, and told the way a neighbor tells it over the fence. Simple, cheap, and nothing to sell you but the truth. The grass hasn't changed, the marketing has. So pull up a chair. Number 1, the Amish read the brown before they touch it. Walk out to the brown side of your yard, right to the edge where the green turns to straw, grab a fistful of it, and pull. If it holds, if it fights you, that grass is alive, my friend. What you're looking at is a lawn that shut itself down in the heat, the way cool season grass has always done in August. The leaves are dead, but the crown down at the soil line is not, and the folks at Iowa State's Extension Office say a lawn like that can sit brown for 4 to 6 weeks without any real harm done. But if that fistful comes up in your hand like a piece of loose carpet, roots and all, you don't have a drought problem. You've got grubs, the fat white ones, curled up like the letter C, and they've been chewing the roots off since the middle of summer. Minnesota's extension people say that damage shows up anytime after the middle of August, and the first sign a lot of folks get is a skunk or a raccoon rolling the lawn back overnight to eat them. So why did the old groundskeepers tug before they did anything else? A dormant lawn and a grub-eaten lawn look the same from the porch. The store sells you a bottle for each one, and the wrong bottle on the wrong problem is money in the ditch. Grub killer on a dormant lawn does nothing, and the extension people are plain about one more thing. The grub products sold for prevention don't work after the middle of August because the grubs are grown by then. The old fellas, new things the bottle can't sell you, and the first one is to look before you buy. If you do buy something for it, read the label and put it on the patch that has the problem, not the whole yard. Now, the brown patch that fights you, the live one, has its own clock, and I'll give you the exact drink that wakes it up before the month is out. That's number 5. Everything between here and there decides whether it comes back thick or thin. That tug test is exactly the kind of thing the old groundskeepers knew by heart, and hardly a word of it ever got written down, which is why everything I'm showing you today is written out plain in a book called The Old Ways, 50 Forgotten Lawn Secrets from America's Greatest Groundskeepers. It's 104 pages of the small, cheap, patient tricks those men used over a lifetime of keeping grass thick, researched and set down in order before they're gone for good, so a regular homeowner can have the thickest lawn on the block without the wall of bottles and bags. It saves you that $40 bottle you buy every single year, and it saves you the guessing. Now, go ahead and grab your phone and open up your camera, the same one you use to take pictures. Point it at that square code on your screen and hold it steady for a second. A little link will pop up, give it a tap, and it will take you straight to the book. And if you are watching on your phone right now, the link is waiting for you right down below in the description. Take your time. There is no rush at all. I'll wait right here. Now, once you know the brown patch is still alive, the next job is out in the shed. Number 2, They cut with a sharp blade, and they don't cut low. The real mower the accounts keep describing works like a pair of scissors, two edges meeting, and the Amish shop that builds them sets the blades just touching the bed knife, with a strip of paper as the test for whether it's set right, because a reel that isn't cutting clean just pushes the grass over. The same shop will tell you it can't handle tall grass, so those yards get cut often, a little at a time, and that's the old 1/3 rule without anybody calling it that. A rotary mower is a different animal. It'll keep running long after the blade has gone dull, except that a dull rotary blade quits cutting and starts tearing, and the Nebraska Extension Office describes what that does. A dull blade shreds the tip of every leaf. The shredded tips turn brown, and every one of those wounds is an open door for the fungus that causes brown patch. So, some of the brown you're looking at in late August is mower damage, plain and simple. Tip your mower on its side and look at the edge. If it's rounded over or nicked, sharpen it or put a new blade on before the next cut. Sharp is only half of it, though. Look at the height. The old groundskeepers ran the mower high through the heat, and Iowa State puts a number on it. 3 to 3.5 inches through the summer, and never more than 1/3 of the blade off in one cut. Tall grass shades the soil, keeps the crowns cooler, and feeds a deeper root. A lawn scalped down to 1.5 inches in August is a lawn with its roots in an oven. Now, a real mower cuts lower than that. The Amish built one tops out around 2.5 inches, and those yards make it work by cutting often and never letting the grass get tall in the first place. If you're pushing a rotary mower through August heat, do what the groundskeepers did and run it high. Then, in the middle of September, once the nights cool off, the old fellas brought it down a notch to somewhere between 2.5 and 3 inches and kept cutting until the grass quit growing on its own. That sounds like a small thing. It isn't. The green side of that picture and the brown side are getting the same sun and the same rain. And a good part of the difference is the edge on the blade and where the wheels are set. Pay attention to this next one, though, because it's the one that decides whether you're mowing a thick lawn next spring or a thin one. Number 3, they put seed down in the window, and the window is open right now. Every thin spot, every bare patch, every place the grubs got gets seed before the middle of September. The turf specialists at Purdue call August 15th to September 15th the best seeding window of the year for cool season grass, and they add something the old groundskeepers understood in their bones. Seed as early in that window as you can, because waiting 1 week can cost you 2 as the nights cool and the seedlings slow down. The old fellas had the why of it without a calendar on the wall. The soil is warm from a whole summer of sun, so the seed comes up fast. The nights are cool, so the seedlings don't cook, and almost nothing else germinates in September. So that seed isn't fighting a crabgrass seedling for every inch of ground, which is exactly the fight it loses in April. The accounts describe the job about as plain as a job gets. Cut the thin area short, down around 2 inches, so the new seed can see daylight. Rough up the ground with a garden rake until you can see bare soil, because a seed sitting on top of dead thatch is a seed that's going to feed a sparrow. Scatter the seed by hand, and the Iowa State Extension people have a trick that could have come straight out of an old groundskeeper's shed. Mix a couple of handfuls of seed with a handful or 2 of garden soil in a bucket so the seed and the dirt go down together. Rake it in lightly, no deeper than 1/4 inch. Then keep the top inch of ground damp, not soaked, damp, every day for 2 to 3 weeks until it's up. On a windy, sunny day, that might mean a light sprinkle 3 or 4 times, and that is the one time all year the old groundskeepers watered light and often. Once the new grass is about 2 inches tall, back off, water less often and deeper, and mow it the first time when it hits 3. I mean, think about that for a second. That's the kind of math the catalog stopped doing for you. a coffee can of seed, a garden rake, a hose, and 2 or 3 weeks of paying attention, and the brown side of that picture is on its way to being the green side. Now, seed that comes up in September has one more thing it needs before the ground goes cold, and the Amish get it from the barn. Number 4, they feed it in September, and the feed comes out of the barn. The accounts of Amish gardens and farms describe chicken litter and horse manure and a compost pile with manure at the bottom of it, and they also describe some families buying a bag from the store like anybody else. So I won't pretend every Amish yard runs on the manure spreader. But the timing is the part that matters, and the timing is the old groundskeeper's timing. Iowa State calls the middle of September an excellent time to feed a cool season lawn, because a feeding then goes into thickening the grass and filling the thin spots, right when it's growing its hardest. The same office says a lawn fed in the heat of summer, dormant or close to it, doesn't get the full good of the fertilizer, and the Nebraska folks will tell you a lawn pushed hard with fertilizer is the lawn that gets a brown patch. So the old fellas fed once in the fall, and they fed the soil. A thin layer of screened compost raked across the lawn in September, thin enough that the grass still shows through, worked down between the blades with the back of a rake, is how the old groundskeepers did it before the spreader and the bag. If you don't have a compost pile, a bag of composted manure from the garden center does the same job, and there's one rule the extension people are strict about. Don't overdo the nitrogen. Iowa State says no more than 1 pound of actual nitrogen per 1,000 square feet in that September feeding, and any bag will tell you on the label how much is in it, so read the label and do the arithmetic. And if you're using anything out of a barn, keep it composted, not fresh, and check the current guidance before you put it down anywhere the grandkids or the dog are going to roll around. Did your dad or your grandpa have a lawn trick of his own? Put it in the comments below. I rate every single one. But there's one more job before September, and it's the one that decides whether the brown side of that picture ever comes back at all. Number 5, they water deeply and rarely, and they know when the clock runs out. The bottle never tells you this about the brown side of that picture. Iowa State says a cool season lawn can sit dormant for 4 to 6 weeks without real harm, but past 6 weeks in a dry spell, the crowns are in danger of dying, and a dead crown doesn't come back with any bottle on the shelf. So the old groundskeepers kept a rough count. If the lawn had been brown for a month and there was no rain coming, they gave it one deep drink, 1 inch to 1.5 inches all at once. That won't green the lawn up, and it isn't meant to. It keeps the crowns alive. Then they left it alone again. And they'd have laughed at the nightly sprinkle because the Nebraska office says the same thing the old-timers did. Evening watering and light frequent watering are just what a fungus wants. And a little water every night teaches the roots to stay up near the surface where the heat gets them. Now, waking it up, which is the part you came for. Once the nights cool off, and that's coming any day now, you wake a dormant lawn with 2 big drinks. Iowa State lays it out plain. Put down 1 inch to 1.5 inches in one go. Wait 7 days. Put down the same again. Somewhere after that second drink, the green starts coming back, and once it does, you keep it going at about 1 inch a week, rain counted, until the fall rains take over. And the old fellas had a test for whether it needed water at all that costs nothing. Walk across it. If your footprints stand back up behind you, leave the hose on the hook. If the footprints stay flat, water. There's one rule inside that rule, and it's the one people break. Don't yo-yo it. Iowa State is blunt about this. Once you wake a lawn up, keep it watered until the rains come, because a lawn that gets dragged in and out of dormancy is spending what it saved up for winter. Pick a lane, neighbor. Either it stays brown until the September rain, with one survival drink a month, or you wake it up and you stay with it. So look at that picture one more time. The green side and the brown side are the same grass under the same sky, and the brown side isn't dead, it's waiting. Somebody read it before they treated it, cut it sharp and cut it high, put seed down in the window, fed it out of the barn in September, and gave it a deep drink on the right day. 5 jobs, a push mower's worth of equipment, and a calendar the old groundskeepers kept in their heads. The lawn was here a long time before the lawn store was. Every one of those 5 jobs, from the soil secrets the old-timers swore by to keeping green through a hard summer, is written down plainly in the old ways. 50 forgotten lawn secrets from America's greatest groundskeepers, without the wall of bottles and bags. Now go ahead and grab your phone and open up your camera and point it at that square code on your screen and hold it steady for a second. A little link will pop up, give it a tap, and it will take you straight to the book. And if you are watching on your phone right now, the link is waiting for you right down below in the description. Now, if you enjoyed this video, you will enjoy the video right now on screen even more, I can assure you on that. Click it right now, my friend.